What is going on, guys? It is Haas coming at you with a new video. This one is the TSM basic overview video. So I'm not going to go crazy, I'm not going to go ham, not going to go nuts. We are just going to look at the basics of TSM. I do have a advanced TSM guide planned. It is in the few days of Encore. So you know what that means. Like 4 videos or get 4 videos up to 10 likes. I will release all 4 of those videos. So shall proceed onto TSM. First thing that you want to do is go ahead and download TSM 3. If you're having any trouble finding it, I'm going to put a link in the description below on where you can find that on Curse. You have the option of either downloading the Curse client, which I highly don't recommend. I have my own personal reasons why I don't recommend it. I've had bad experiences in the past where it auto loads add-ons. Just, it's a mess because it can be a very easy way for you to get hacked. And it's not as secure as it needs to be. I hate to break it to you, Curse, and I hate to, scare away some business. Just go ahead and download them individually. If you scroll down to the bottom, it's going to show you what add-ons are in this mod pack. Make sure you scroll into all 3 of the pages and download all of the components of TSM 3. Like I said, TSM 3 is out, so it's a brand new TSM. I don't think much has changed. I think it's just a little bit more streamlined and looks a little bit nicer. So that's that. So first off, we're going to go ahead and click on this little TSM icon up at the map, and you're going to be brought up with this page here. So if you're a first-time TSM user, you are probably so overwhelmed right now. It's ridiculous. Well, here's a few cool things. I'm going to show you kind of backwards. I can show you my accounting here. It kind of shows what I've sold in terms of glyphs on in-house. I sell glyphs. That's why I have so much gold on the character that I'm leveling with Racker, if any of you were wondering. By the way, the glyph video is tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. That one's going to be good. So if I go into my summary, it kind of shows me what I've sold, and I can search that. So if I want to just see my glyphs, I can just see, and there we go. It looks like I've made 131,000 or 37,000 just off glyphs. Enchants, I can do the same thing there. Looks like I've made 330,000, and then as well as my lowest market transmog 4,000, which I don't think is actually correct. I think this is incorrect, but yeah, it doesn't matter. So that's cool that you can kind of track all your earnings and everything like that. That's pretty awesome. You can see here that I'm tracking the last 30 days. If I go to the last 90 days, you can actually see where I resubscribed. So I resubscribed here, and now I'm up here. Of course, I don't have a lot of gold. I have something like 250,000. Not a lot of gold, but in less than 3 months, that's pretty good. So we can obviously things like what we've crafted, what we've destroyed. I'm not really interested in those. Let's go ahead and shoot right over into the meat and potatoes of this add-on. We're going to go into our options first and check this out. Now this is a little bit new. Now what this is just basically more customization for the add-on that I don't think we had previous access to, or if we did have access, it was kind of harder to find. So there's that. It kind of lets you, switch some things, switch sounds and whatnot. This is basically just the options for the add-on, so it's not actually going to affect anything in terms of what you're doing or whatnot, unless you're, of course, apparently disenchanting. So there is that. Now, where we're going to go is we're going to go groups. So you see that I already have some groups made, but we are going to make another group and call it YouTube. So now that we've made our group YouTuber, we are going to go ahead and add an item into YouTuber. So I'm going to add this skinning knife right here. Now, if you have an item that you cannot find, if you just go onto Wowhead, here, in fact, I will pull up a little link for you guys. Wowhead. Let's do this really quick. What kind of item are we thinking about right now? Let's go with a temporal crystal. So if you just go onto the Wowhead, and I'll bring this over into this page here so you can kind of see it. So just make sure that this is showing up all right on the screen. Yes, it is. Awesome. So if you go to the ahead and just hit your links tab, once you have links tabs, you get an item ID for the markup tab. This is to actually link the item into chat. Or actually the one above is, I lied, don't listen to me. But copy this number here. What you're going to have to do is then go import and export, and this is where you can also import strings that people have already made for you. Just paste that, hit OK, boom. I now have temple crystals added to that. And as you can see on my tooltip, it's changed a bit. Actually, from last time, it's changed as well. You can kind of see what it scans through and everything, and kind of gives you the breakdown of what is currently going on in the market. Keep in mind also that when you download this add-on, you're also going to want to go to the TSM website and download the TSM app. That's going to automatically scan the auctions instead of you scanning the auctions, so you're not wasting any time doing that. I will again put another link down in the description to show you that. So now that I have my group done, what do I do next? How do I actually go from making the group to actually posting the item? Well, that's actually the next step. So we have our group, we have our operations portion of the group, and you see we have no operations set. So operations is basically telling the add-on what you want done to a specific group of items. So say for auctioning, now I need to make a new operation. So let's just go ahead and click on the operations tab. Once we're at the operations tab, we have our few options for different operations. We have auctioning, crafting, mailing, shopping, vendoring, and warehousing. What we're going to do is we're going to get into the auctioning, crafting, and the mailing portion. So we're going to go ahead and go into auctioning. Start up a new one, and we're going to call it YouTuber. I guess we should go with the trend. There's no reason not to. Post, let's say 24 hours, stack size of 1. Post cap is, let's say we only want to post 3. Sorry for hitting the mic there. So say we only want to post 3. And keep quantity, we don't want to keep any if we don't have to. And max expires. So there we go. So we post 3 items of 1 stack for this group. Now we have our minimum value, let's say it's 50 gold, our maximum value, say it's 5,000 gold, and then our normal price, let's just say it's 150 gold. Now this obviously depends on what kind of market you're working with, whether you're working with flasks or whatnot, and things like that. Now keep in mind, you can also go ahead and use the examples that you see on the right hand side where my mouse is hovering over right now. You can use those examples to kind of set, you know, certain things. So if you just use this by percentages of profit instead of the actual price. So hit OK on every single one. Make sure you hit OK after you're done, and then you want to go cancel. You want to keep posted, no, and just cancel undercut auctions and cancel reposts. Once you're done that, you're pretty much done the operation. Now obviously you can do some more advanced stuff by setting up more things in your operations tab for this specific operation to kind of make it do some more complex things when you're posting giant stacks and a lot of different items when you have them bundled up together and you're just trying to make it all kind of work properly. So you can definitely mess with the relationship tabs and kind of get that done. So now that we have our auctioning, let's go ahead and crafting. So same thing, just make another crafting operation. We're just actually going to copy this so I don't have to retype it. And now we have our new crafting one. So now it says minimum profit. So at what point of the profit do you actually want to actually make the money? So let's just say, actually make the item, sorry, not make the money, because you always want to make the money. Make the item. Let's say 20 gold is our minimum profit. And let's say restock, we want to keep a little bit in stock, so we're going to restock up to 5 when we only post 1. So we're going to hit OK on that, hit OK on that. So now we have our minimum profit, and that's done. Now mailing, obviously this one's really easy. We're just going to copy and paste it like that. So we now have our mailing operation. Target player, we're going to go Hoss Boss, which ends up being my alliance, which I can't mail to him, but that's okay. So now I have my crafting, auctioning, and mailing set up. So I would go to groups. Once you're back at groups, then you want to go back to your group that you made, and then you want to go to operations. Once you're at operations, and you fill in the auctioning with your specific operation, which mine is YouTuber, and then just continue with the operations that you've just made. So now that I have the operations, for example, I can go ahead and post, let's say, a temporal crystal or something, and whatnot. So if I were to go ahead and go down here, let's just say I deselect all groups right here, and just select that group. So now I have that group. I would start to post, and it kind of tells me, hey, you can put your skinning knife up for 150 gold. So there we go. Now you can put your skinning knife up for 150 gold, and this works for as many skinning knives as you have. Now, to just give you guys an example of how this is, now I don't want to show you guys too much about the process just because it is my next video, is literally this, but I'm going to show you me canceling and reposting my glyphs here, just to kind of give you the feel of what it is. So first I have to reopen the page, deselect, I want to select the glyphs, start cancel scan. So now it's instantly starting to look at the scans which I've been undercut on. Doesn't look like I've been undercut on any so far, but it could potentially happen where I get something undercut, then I would hit the cancel button, or I have a scroll wheel macro here, which, by the way, if I show you here, is just /click TSM auction cancel button /click TSM auction post button, and I just have that put to my scroll wheel, so every time I scroll I can either post or cancel depending on what I need to be. Doesn't look like I have any auctions undercut so far, which is actually pretty good. So I'm not going to really show you the entire process, but as you can see, that's how you quickly post and take things off the auction house and make your groups there. Keep in mind that you have more options for your macro setups. When you're setting up your macro, you can always just click this and it'll automatically put that macro into your macro tab. You have a bunch of different ways to increase the information actually coming to TSM. So TSM is one of those great tools that almost every person playing the auction house needs. It helps you scan the auction house. It helps you post things quickly. So if you're doing bulk items, that's great. You can also set it up where you're mailing a certain amount of items to certain characters. So say you have one character as your bank character, you have literally everything there, and every week you log on to them to send out the weekly items that everyone needs for their weekly cooldowns. So that's a really cool addition that you can get set up. You can basically set up TSM to make everything pretty much automatic and make sure that you can mail everything with a click of a button. So as you guys saw actually in my last video, actually no, you wouldn't have seen it when I would have mailed in all my transmog to my hunter. So when you go here, you want to go TSM groups. Ignore this because this is all tutorials coming in for the new TSM. So you go mail groups, and then if I hit mail selected, it's going to go in and start mailing everything. See, it actually tried to send the skinning knife to Hoss Boss, but it says target's not friendly because that is my alliance. So that is basically the rundown with TSM, how to make your group and how to get started with posting on the auction house. I hope everyone has enjoyed this, and I hope this has at least helped a few people kind of get their foot in the door with TSM. Tomorrow we will be looking over the full glyph guide and how I do my glyphs and where I got my glyph string. Haha, yes. So if you guys are excited for that, come ahead and tune in for that. If you like the videos, go ahead and like the videos, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you really like them that much. But who likes my videos? Like, what are you guys even watching this for? Ooh, I have mail. 36 gold, I'm rich. Oh, no. I want that gold. Okay. So that's everything, guys. I hope this has helped out. And if you guys have any questions, please post them in the comments below. I'm sure I'm going to have a lot of questions. I'm sure I'm going to be doing a number of parts for TSM. Like, I might even do a whole video series on TSM. That might be what happens. But hopefully this helped out, and take care.